Hi guys, third time recording the concept for this video. I recorded for like 13 minutes and then my camera just suddenly, I don't know why it does this, but it's brighter now because I'm charging it while I'm making this video. But I don't know what the fuck happened, but like it'll go from like 20 minutes left of battery life to just 6. I don't know why it does that. It just like can't figure out what it's feeling, which is like honestly fair. But I'm glad honestly because I'm deciding to combine the ideas for this video. I wanted to talk about bullying in high school and anxiety, and I also wanted to talk about body positivity because I didn't know where I was going with either of those concepts, but I think combining them together I might have an idea. I'm so tired. I think this video is just gonna be ranting honestly because I don't even know what the fuck's going on. I haven't slept well in days. I shouldn't no, I'm not stopping this video. I have enough time to make this video. I was gonna start all over again because I'm gonna run out of card space. I have 20 minutes left. 20 minutes is good enough. Okay. So, I don't like to, I've always had this problem, but I never want to say, oh, this is an issue for me. Oh, I have this issue and I think it might be this. Because I think it started because like TikTok and YouTube with those girls who'd be like, I'm so depressed, life is so bad, and then people would be like, oh, look at you, you know, or you're faking it, and I was like, I can't be one of these people. So when I first started having depression, which I've had it for a long time, not anymore because I was diagnosed with bipolar disorder, but I couldn't get help. I couldn't say like I think I'm depressed because I was so afraid of being like, oh, I don't actually have depression. It's just something in my, it's just anxiety. I've told myself that a lot. It's just really bad anxiety. Until the point where I was like actually dying, like I was hospitalized. So, and then they were like, oh, you have depression. The healthcare system is so fucking backwards. Oh my god. But that's not the point of this video. So it's been really hard for me to accept things, and I've realized lately that I haven't even accepted the full, like, all the moving parts to what bullying is in high school. And I think I've accepted that I was bullied in high school, and I'm out of high school now, so I'm going to college. And I noticed this when I first did orientation for the summer youth employment program. When I walked into, because it was in another high school across town, when I walked into that high school, and it was empty by the way, I sat down in the lunchroom and I could feel what I felt every day, multiple times a day, going for breakfast and lunch, and even walking by the lunchroom every day in high school. I could feel it. I don't know how to explain it. It's like this tension, it's this anxiety that all comes rushing to me because I always look different. I was dressed different. People knew that I was like crazy. So I could feel people watching me, and I think a lot of the times it was anxiety was in my head, but a lot of the times it was really happening. People would watch me. I would walk in, people would look at me. So I just would tough it out. I'd just be like, I'm not changing who I am because I'm afraid of people looking at me. Because I knew if I dressed like everyone else, if I just wore a black hoodie, if I just wore leggings, it would be fine. But I wore what I wanted, and people would be mean to me about it. But at the moment, like at this moment when I walked into this high school, I could, even though no one was there, when I sat down in that chair, I could feel it. And then when people started coming in, because they were also kids in the program, they would sit down at the lunch table. I could feel it. And it was where I realized that high school and being in that experience for years on end, feeling different, having to go through that every day, it did do something to me, and it wasn't just something that I could shake off. And I'm really tired, by the way, so if I forget some of the points I'm gonna say, that's why. But I remember I wore this like really bomb outfit. Like it was really cool. It was like neon fishnet. I had this like neon crop top on. I had jean shorts on, a cool holographic pink belt. I looked so fucking good, and I stood in line to get a little panini sandwich, and these girls in front of me, they would do this. They would be turn around like this, and they do this. they would do that. Oh my god. And I knew it. I knew I would just be like this, waiting for them to be done, and I'd watch them, and I would look her right in the eyes, and I didn't say anything because I'm not confrontational like that. But oh my god. Oh my god. People are so fucking mean, and it's like, I don't know what I would prefer. Would I prefer you to just say something to me, or would I prefer you to just look at me like that because it's so annoying? And then I knew she said something to her friend because her friend started looking at me like that too. What the fuck are you saying? What are you saying to me? Oh, she looks weird. Look at her. She looks weird. Oh my god, I have a popcorn kernel in my gums. I hate that so much. Anyway, I can't believe that people are like that. I just don't understand it. Like, I've seen a lot of people, you know, like, and I make the occasional joke to my friends, like, oh, look at that girl, she's just wearing a hoodie and jeans. Like, how could you go through your whole life wearing that? It just came out of my gums. But I would never make fun of them like that, because it's normal to see people like that. And I just can't, like, I can't even. But the worst thing was, there was a specific guy in high school, his name was Michael, and I've talked about this before, I know I have, but I don't know if it was, like, actually a video or not, I don't remember. He had such an obsession with me and my friends that he would, first of all, I used to have the same lunch wave as him, which meant we had lunch at the same time of day. So the lunchroom was filled. He was somewhat close to our table, like, if our table was, like, here, his table would be, like, over here, and there was nothing in between us. So, first of all, it started because he was on my bus, so he knew me, and, his girlfriend would try and piss me off, and by the way, like I said, I'm non-confrontational. His girlfriend pissed me off so much one day, I actually turned around and I flipped her off. I've never done that in my life. I don't even remember what she said. I know afterwards she was like, oh, look how tough she is. I didn't give a fuck. I was so mad. I was trying to talk to someone, and the whole time, oh my god, it's crazy. And then Michael would still be on my bus after his girlfriend graduated, and I remember one time I was talking to my neighbor, who was a good friend of mine, and I was doing this, you know, I was talking, so I was doing this with my hands, and he was in the back, and I could see him in the corner of my eyes, and he was mocking me, like he was doing the same thing. What the fuck is wrong with you? By the way, I'm sorry, but I have a little bit of news. I learned about his trauma from my friend, who she said she was in the library with me. The same girl who's on my bus. She was in the library. She told me on the bus, or somewhere else, I don't remember. And she was like, oh, Michael, I learned that his mom left him when he was a really young kid, and it clicked to me that's why he doesn't like women, because I know it's me, and it's also my friends, but it's specifically, I know he picks on girls, and he picks on me specifically, but also, that girl on the bus, she's so sweet. I mean, anyone different, honestly, he lashes out, and I know it's something, I knew it was something like that, and I was right. He would come up to, no, I didn't want to be afraid of him and his friends, so to get to my table, I had to walk by his table, and he thought it was funny, I don't know why, to ask me, whenever I walked by, he'd be like, do you support BLM? And for the longest time, I just walked by, I was like, whatever, I don't know what the problem with you is. I would sit down, and when he would look at me, and he would snicker at me, and I just knew, I was like, whatever, I can't deal with this anymore. And one day, I walked by, and he said, do you support BLM? And I turned to him, and I was like, if I say yes, will you leave me alone? And he said, yeah. So I said, yes, I support BLM, I guess. And I walked back, and it didn't stop, by the way. It stopped after a while, but it didn't stop immediately. And then if I didn't say anything, by the way, he would be like, oh, she's racist. This would happen every day. And hello?
Hi.
Hi.
I wanted to see Millie.
Okay.
Oh my God.
My brother's interrupting my recording right now.
To be free.
Okay, well, I'm recording a video, so just...
Oh.
Yeah. You thought I was just talking to myself? I was talking to the Wii right here?
No, I didn't even hear you talking.
Oh.
I was gonna say goodnight.
Oh, well, good night. So anyway, I don't know, he was just such a character. Oh my god, it pissed me off so much. And one day I went on a field trip. It was a financial field trip, and I was with my friend.
So I think Millie really wants to go out though.
Okay, well, you can open the door. It's fine. Just try and make sure it doesn't chew on that box if you can.
So I'm going to sleep.
Okay, good night. Anyway, I went on a financial field trip. Financial field trip. I don't know what it was about. And, first of all, before I even fucking left, we all gathered, and I couldn't believe it because there wasn't even that many kids. It was like 20 kids. Michael happened to be one of the kids going, and one of the first things he said to me was, he was like, oh, I don't even remember what it was. He was like, was your bag made of weed? Because it's a hemp bag. So I was like, oh my god, I cannot fucking believe I'm stuck with this kid again. So, it was so horrifying. We took a minute, we all went out, to eat on the buses, so, we were in a McDonald's, and I was with my friend, by the way. This is really important. She has had bulimia, and she was, in my opinion, she was anorexic. Like, I don't know the actual term for what makes someone anorexic, but she definitely fit the part, and she never ate anything. So when she said, because we had the options, Subway, Wendy's, or McDonald's, she said she wanted to go McDonald's, so I was like, okay, I'll go in with you. I got cookies because I have an issue with eating sugar, and she only brought an apple. She just brought an apple and that was it. And I was like, okay, at least she's eating something. She started eating the apple, and she asked me, Sam, can you get some sauce? And I was like, okay, I can get you sauce. So I was like, what do you want? She was just get me all the sauces. So I was like, okay. She started putting on sauce on her apple, and fucking Michael and his friends were behind us, like, diagonally. So we were here, and he was, like, right here. So he could watch what was happening, and I was, my back was turned to them, and she was in front, so she could, everyone could see what she was doing. And Michael and his friends started making a big fucking scene about what she was eating. They were like, oh my god, that's disgusting, how could you eat that? And she didn't give a fuck, by the way. I don't interact with those people, but she was like, Millie, Mill. He's eating all my shit. And she said, all you do is yap, you know that? And I was like, oh my god. And I kept telling her, like, don't interact with them, it's not worth it. And, Millie, please don't bite me. It was so funny to hear her say that, but it was so sad at the same time, because, and she was eating sauce with the apple, and I was watching her too. I was like, oh my god. Like, I was, because I couldn't imagine. She was like, do you want some? And I was like, no, I'm good. I asked her if she wants my cookie, by the way, and she just was like, can I smell it? And I was like, yeah. And she was like, oh, it smells really good. And I was like, I can give you a piece of it. And she took the littlest, tiniest piece. And I was like, okay, whatever. But, so she wasn't eating anything, and it made me so sad because she already didn't eat. And she was eating something that had even the slightest bit of calories, and she wasn't, as far as I knew, she didn't go to the bathroom and she didn't throw up. So I was so happy. And Michael and his friends would constantly comment. And the worst thing was, there was a teacher right there that I trusted. She was there, and she knew that this was happening, and she didn't say anything. And then other people around who weren't even, like, on the field trip, they started looking at her and they were laughing. And I was so mad. I couldn't do anything. There was this tension in me that I just wanted to get it out. I wanted to say something, but I just couldn't. I think the only thing I said to him was, I turned around and said, please leave her alone. It's not worth it to comment on anything. I just leave her alone. So that happened. It didn't stop. And even when we got up and we were about to leave, like, they still commented on us just standing around. And, by the way, like, at school, people would make fun of her just because she was so skinny. And it's unbelievable how people are. No one will ever be happy with you. No one will ever be happy. Because if I wear something that shows my stomach, it's like, oh my god, she's so fat, look at her. She is, like, so... She's so thin. She's like 2000s thin. She's like Y2K thin. And it was crazy. And people would make fun of her, and she looked kind of sickly. Like, she was pale, she had baggy eyes, she had messy hair because she was sick, and people would make fun of her, and I felt so fucking bad. I couldn't do anything, and I didn't know what to do. I would just be there for her. I told her, like, I'm here for you, and she actually opened up to me about what was going on. She cried a little bit to me a few times, and I was so happy that she talked to me about it, because she said, I don't talk to anyone about it. My parents don't care that I have this issue. And I was like, I know. Like, I know how it is. I tried to reach out to her a few days ago. Asked her, hey, how are you doing? And she was like, horrible, heart emoji. And I was like, great, I know this is still an issue for you, and it's been a long-term issue for her. So that's the thing about body positivity that I was going to talk about. Because for me, it's like, it's not really a big deal. You know, for me, like, me gaining weight, it's not a big deal because I know that I'm still healthy. I just gotta cut back on my calories and stuff like that. But to see that, it was just so fucking sad. And the feelings I felt about it. When I was thinking about recording this video, I was thinking about those moments, and I genuinely got emotional. Like, there was tears in my eyes, because it's just so, it's such an awful thing to go through, and then for me to see it and not know what to do. And I know she feels guilty about it, so she didn't want to talk about it. And it's so difficult, because you do not want to comment on their body at all. You don't want to comment on their eating habits when you're around someone like that, because it's so sensitive, and I was so afraid to say anything. There was times where I couldn't help myself. Like, I watched her go into the bathroom every lunch, and one day I went in there, and I could hear her, and I said, hey, you know, what's going on? Are you okay? Are you gonna come out? And she said, yeah, I'll just be a minute. I didn't stay in there. I left, because she was in there for an extra 5 minutes, so I just left. It's so fucking awful, and it's so, the high school experience is just so traumatizing. It's so awful. I'm just trying to think of more moments. Like, there was so much other shit. One time, Michael had the balls to come up to my table, because it wasn't just me, it was my table too. Like, if we do anything weird, or, I don't know, be loud or anything, it was just like a conversation topic for him. He would constantly watch us. Anything he would latch onto. It was crazy. I can't imagine living like that. And one day, first of all, one time, my brother, or someone, I think it was my brother, he thought it was a good idea to throw a milk jug, like one of those little tiny hood milks, across the table for his friend to catch. And it fell on the floor, and it spilled. And we were like, oh no, we should get towels. So we went over there and started cleaning it up. Michael and his friends were making fun of us, talking about something, I don't know, because he was so fucking dumb, and he's so boring that he doesn't have anything else to do. So I was fed up, and my friend Anna and me, at like 5 minutes apart from each other, went to go tell the teacher, like, hey, this guy's been bothering us for so long, and something needs to be done about it. Nothing was done about it. Literally nothing was done about it. He didn't move tables. He was just told, hey, don't talk to them anymore. He's not gonna give a fuck about that. It's so shitty, because, like, I'm very conflicted about that, because I know the teachers mean well. I don't know if it's the authority or the school board that won't allow them to do anything, but it's so fucking frustrating, and it's so not worth it. These children are struggling. And one day, he decided to come up to our table, and he went up to our friend Zach, and that was his biggest mistake, because the boys did not give a fuck. Like, I was, me, my trans friend, who's a man, but I'm not gonna include that, because he's also very shy. Another girl wouldn't say anything. My brother wouldn't say anything. So, at this point, Zach is trans female, or trans woman, so, but at this point, you know, he was a boy. So Michael went up to him and was like, hey, do you want this? It was like, I don't know what it was. It was like either ketchup or like an apple or something, I don't remember. And he said, respectfully, go sit down and don't come back to our table. Like, we don't want to talk to you. And, like, in my heart, like, I feel bad because I could imagine the cringe feeling of someone telling you that. But at the same time, I was so fucking happy. I was like, oh my god, someone tell him off. Because I had been dealing with it for so long. And he was just like, okay. Like, I could feel like he was embarrassed about that. But you should be. Because he did not have any good intentions. I don't know what it was. He would have laughed or something. I don't know what was in what he was going to give us. But it's scary. Because that person is very unstable. Another time, I don't remember what it was, but we were either laughing at a table or something, and my friends were also on another table across from us, and Michael was saying something, and this kid, Chase, this is one of my favorite high school memories, I swear to God. He was saying something, like Michael was saying something, and Chase just said, shut the fuck up, please, shut the fuck up, and it was really loud, so, like, you could hear it, and oh my god, it was amazing. It was such an amazing feeling for someone to finally tell him off. It was so good. I laughed so hard, and I still get so happy thinking about that because I can't say anything. The one time I did say something, I said he was bothering me the whole day, and I just snapped, and I said, leave me alone. Or I think I said, don't talk to me. I think that's what I said. I said, don't talk to me. And I walked by, and I looked him in the eyes when I said it. And he did that thing where it's like, oh, don't talk to me. Like, shut up. Anyway, and then this girl he was next to said, what an asshole. Like, fuck off. You don't know what's going on at all. And I never talk to him at all. So I got into my next class and I started crying and I was like, I don't know what to do about this. I'm so bothered by it. And she just said, just wait it out and hopefully the semester will change and you won't be in the lunch anymore with him. Ever since I said that, he actually calmed down with the bullying and stuff, but then it started back up again later. So now it's just talking about Michael at this point, so I'm gonna stop because I only have 3 minutes left to record this video. I just really wanted to say that I didn't realize how much high school bullying affected me and also other people because I can't stop thinking about her. And also, I had a friend, or yeah, an acquaintance, but she was more a friend because I had her in 2 classes. She had an eating disorder. It was better by the time I met her, but I knew it was still there because of some of the things she just said about herself. And she was so beautiful, like conventionally attractive. Like my other friend, she was beautiful too, but she was like more of like my type almost. To give you an example, she kind of looks like Nicole. To give you a good example. Okay, yeah, she almost looked exactly like this. Oh, I forgot this was still charging and the thing's in the way. She looked like this. She was so pretty. She looked like that. And her biggest complaint was, oh, I'm chubby. My face is chubby. Like, I'm so fat. And I'd be like, oh my god, girl. And it's just one of those things. She said, oh, guys never hit on me. Guys always make fun of me. And I'm like, I've been there. Trust me. I know too. And I'm not nearly as pretty as her. Oh my god, she was so gorgeous. And I felt so bad. It's just so crazy how high school can make things so much worse. Middle school is bad enough. But like middle school, like even for me, I got bullied in middle school too. People thought I was a fucking freak in middle school. And I think a lot of problems stem from middle school too. My depression got really bad at 6th grade because I had an awful teacher. So that's her fault. I fucking hate her. But I remember this girl, I got paired with her in gym, and she just said, ew. She said ew to me when I was the last one left. She was also the last one left too. So naturally, 2 together, we were in pairs. And the teacher was like, you're gonna be with Sam. And she said, ew. Like, oh my god. So, I don't think about this much anymore. The thing is, it's ingrained in me as almost trauma. So, it stuck with me. And it's just something I never realized until I was out of high school. So I'm so happy I'm out of that environment now. But I can still feel it. I walk around like an aisle at Walmart. I'm walking in the street. I can feel it. I feel people watching me. I feel stress. Even when no one's around, I can feel it. And it's just something, it's so awful. And just, I don't know, just fuck it. Like, it's just so bad. So, I don't even know what to say. Like, there's no advice that I can give or anything like that. I have 1 minute left to make this ending, so I just want to say, if you're struggling at high school, it's going to be over. I can't say don't let it control you because I tried really hard, and it follows you. Try and say something. Try and make a big stink about it because that's the only way you can use your voice. So, yeah, and I know so many people have been affected by this. Real quick, my friend had a toolbox, and it had My Little Pony stickers on it, and she was bullied so bad that she tried to scrape the My Little Pony stickers off, and we like My Little Pony now, and that's so sad because My Little Pony is awesome. So, yeah. Rest in peace, Twilight Sparkle, because I watched it, and there was, like, little pieces of it left, and I could tell that it was Twilight Sparkle. So, yeah. High school bullying sucks, and it's traumatic. Fuck the haters, okay? Because I have to deal with that bullshit now. I'm just gonna wait till this ends. It still sucks being myself. Still is hard to accept